Everybody, welcome back. This is my George Lynch iPad Suite. I may rename it, but I got this tone years ago when I saw him at a clinic and he broke out his iPad. And on the iPad, he either had tones on there or backing tracks. But he was jamming along to a bunch of backing tracks, and he had this tone that I'm sharing with you right now. I immediately fell in love with it, and I didn't know what to call it other than Lynch iPad Suite. It was a sweet tone. So you can rename it if you want to, but this is I just call Lynch iPad Suite. So this is at least maybe 10, 15 years old, maybe. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm using the eBAND JS-10. Again, I'm going to blow through this screen, or this tone rather. So look at the screen. All the settings are there for you, just to copy. And then once you lock it in, go ahead and tweak it and make it your own. Alright, let's see what we have here. I'm going to use an amp, compressor, overdrive distortion, noise gate, no EQ. We're going to use a phaser. That's why I love this tone, because it was a phaser. We have delay and reverb, right? So for this, I'm using a natural clean amp. I copied a lot from George Lynch, and he gets the best tones when he plays with a clean amp, and then he just rounds it up with a little bit of grit gain to make it really good. So I'm using a natural clean amp, and those are my settings. We have it here. That's my bass, middle, treble, and presence. Does that sound good already? That's my George Lynch tone with phaser. The phaser is subtle. It's not like an Eddie Van Halen phaser. It's the George Lynch phaser. Alright, what's next? I do have a compressor, and those are my settings on the compressor. Alright, what's next? I do have overdrive distortion. These are all my overdrive and distortion pedals. For this tone, I'm using the Boss OD1 overdrive pedal, and those are my settings on the overdrive. Child, right? That is my noise gate right at 50, 54. So there's my noise gate. This tone does not have any EQ. I'm getting it all from the Marshall. All right, the Marshall and the phaser. Let's go into the phaser. Again, we're not using a phaser like Van Halen would. We're using a phaser like George Lynch would. Sounds good. I love it. The George Lynch phaser. This is my delay settings for Jordan Lynch iPad Suite. Alright, what's next? And lastly, these are my reverb settings for the Jordan Lynch iPad Suite. Alright, that is my Jordan Lynch iPad Suite. Again, you can rename it, but that's how I remember the tone. He broke out his iPad at one of the clinics and was just playing along all the backing tracks, but he started off with one of these. The phaser, it just sounded amazing with the phaser and the delay. Bye everybody, I'll see you all in the next video.